Breaking news out of the NFL, a very surprising twist. We just reported a couple hours ago, and everyone did, that Randy Gregory was sticking with the Cowboys, but that deal has fallen apart. He is now heading to the Broncos. That has been confirmed by our Patrick Walker. Gregory had agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal with Dallas earlier Tuesday. But again, according to several of our sources, that deal fell apart. Patrick Walker confirming that, and he is now headed to the Broncos. Let's bring in Pete Prisco to talk about a couple things going on in the NFL. Pete, let's start with this. So you knew that the Broncos had made Gregory an offer, decided to stick in Dallas, and apparently now that's fallen through, and he is going to Denver.
I'll tell you what, you got to give big props to the Denver Broncos for what they've done so far in this offseason. They land a franchise quarterback, and now you get one of the best young pass rushers in this league. And we know Randy Gregory's had some issues in his career that kind of derailed him for a little bit. But when he's on the field, he's one of those explosive guys who can dominate a game. And you pair him with Bradley Chubb, and all of a sudden you look at the Broncos defense, and with the young secondary players they have, they're going to be formidable on that side of the ball. And we know with Russell Wilson at quarterback, they're going to be much better on that side of the ball. This is a little of a surprise because what the Cowboys did is they cleared out cap room by getting DeMarcus Lawrence to agree to a restructured deal with the intent of trying to get Randy Gregory back and keep that group together. And in the end, obviously the money has to be significantly more in Denver for him to make that move and make that decision to go back after agreeing to terms with the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, 5 years, $70 million to stay in Dallas. We don't know the details of the Denver deal yet, but it was tentative with Dallas, and he was going to stay, and now he's headed there. Cowboys have had a tough offseason so far. Pete, walk us through what's going on with them. Well, really, I mean, you look at it, they were up against the cap, and I think they've actually done a pretty good job of trying to keep this team together. They re-signed Malik Hooker to play in the secondary. He was one of their better safeties on the field last year for them in the second half of the season, coming off a torn Achilles tendon. I like that move. You restructured DeMarcus Lawrence. I like that move. They lost Connor Williams, the guard, and that's not really a big loss for them. But you look at the right tackle situation, La'el Collins is on the market. They can trade him, and of course, Amari Cooper was traded because that contract was too prohibitive. Have they taken some hits? Absolutely. Can they withstand some of those hits? Yeah. And I think Randy Gregory is a big one. I mean, look, this is a league. You got to be able to throw it. You got to be able to knock the quarterback down. And without him on the field, it's going to put a lot more pressure on DeMarcus Lawrence. Yeah, and they were able to get that deal done, at least with DeMarcus Lawrence there. So how do they soften this blow, not having Randy Gregory there anymore? And I will say Denver tweeted out just a couple minutes ago, surprise. Yeah, well, I mean, look, that's the one thing about these deals. They're not binding. We've seen guys pull out of these deals after agreeing to them in the past. I mean, Tyson Alualo did it a couple years ago for the Steelers, last year for the Steelers. So I think that this is one of those situations where, yeah, guys agree to them, but that doesn't necessarily mean, the pen is to paper, so they can pull out of them. This is a hit for Dallas. I mean, this is a good player. I mean, he's a twitchy, fast, up the field end, which they will fit him perfectly in that Broncos defense. So, look, the draft is there. There's a lot of guys. There's guys in this draft where you can, try and fill in that spot and find a guy who can rush the passer. And we'll see if the Cowboys do that. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.